Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hey River, can you advertise this a little bit? Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Thank you. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.
And a ball like me.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Got up a little early today. Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
And a ball like B.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Krishna. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna is so awesome. Thank you so much for that name. That name. Bewildering, ecstatically bewildering. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Gauranga. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for being with us. Jai Shri Radha and Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasani, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Jesus, 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 Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Gauranga, Jesus, Jesus, Srila Prabhupada, Rupa Nityananda, Sanatana, Hare Das, Hare Krishna, Radha Govinda, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, 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 Gauranga, 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 Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, a little traditional Indian style. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Now, let's see. Let's take a trip to Russia. Here we go. Time to dance. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Okay. All right. Let's discuss the characteristics of Lord Chaitanya. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda.
Thanks for using.
Okay. Hmm. What do we got here? Documents. Not much. Oh, here we go. Oh, so we have to do this. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktavinda. There we go. Chaitanya Bhagavat. This is chapter 17. 16. So we're talking about Vishvambara's. He was wanted to eat food at Suklambara Brahmachari's house. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So he wanted to eat food there. So So Suklambara is cooking. So meanwhile, Lord Chaitanya had completed his bath and came to Suklambara's house in dripping clothes. Suklambara's humble dwelling was situated on the banks of the Ganges. He was accompanied by Nityananda Prabhu and some of his associates, and he changed to dry clothes and sat down to eat. The Lord served himself according to his wish, as Suklambara watched him with intense pleasure. As the Lord relished the food, all the devotees looked on with delight. As the Lord relished the food, all the devotees looked on with delight. Yeah. That kind of reminds me of something. How the Lord in the heart relishes this food. He relishes this food. This is real food, man. This is really relishable. He's relishing in our hearts, and we're looking on with great delight. See? This is now. How would you like to have a Lord like that, relationship with like that? So you're actually a servant of God, and you're making him happy. He loves this food, and he loves. How like people take selfies. It's the same thing. The only pure. It's only transcendental. This is the Lord's potency. Who He is so beautiful, so wonderful. He wants to look at Himself. Can you imagine that? No, nobody can, because we're all polluted and we want to look at ourselves, and it just makes us crazy. See, because people see the idea of selfie. We want to look at selfies because that's that we want to look at the real self, but we look at the false ego. That's the problem. We're looking at our own. We're looking at this false ID, false identification. So this propensity is there. So what we really want to look at is God. See, if we look at God, we get purified. That's the whole idea of chanting. We're looking at God through the ear, and this is why when you get to the effective stage, you start to feel really good. Like, wow, man, this is fantastic. See, we're looking at God. So that's effective. See, effective medicine. You're starting to see the result now. You know, and so it's like that. So the devotee, this was externally teaching what an internal process of what's going on. Yeah. So, uh, As the Lord relished the food, all the devotees looked on with delight. The Supreme Lord Gauranga is the receiver and enjoyer of all oblations offered in sacrifice by no less than Lord Brahma. You know how they do fire sacrifice? They're all trying to externally please the Lord, but he's looking for this sacrifice, man. He's right here, you know, inside the heart. Yeah. Even in that guy is somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, so it's amazing, when you start to see how it works inside, then you see outside, everything is just a shadow of this, of what's going on, what's, meant to go on internally. This is what Jesus meant. The kingdom of God is within and at hand. See, it's within, you know, and at a hand. It's like you can call it up at any time. You don't need any big rituals. The Lord's looking for this. You want a ritual? Yeah, ritually communicate with God in there. Serve him there. Yeah. So, Lord Gauranga is the receiver and enjoyer of all oblations offered in sacrifice by no less than Lord Brahma and others of his stature. But now the Lord was thoroughly relishing Sukumbara's cooking, prepared from rice that he had begged. This is certainly very rare. So yeah, it's very rare that you find a devotee like Sukumbara. It shows you it's not about any caste or anything. It's not about it whether you're a big sannyasi or what. You have just natural affection for Lord Chaitanya. That's all we do here. This is the thing. The devotees here become more advanced than big sannyasis and gurus simply by affection, because that's the opulence here, is you develop affection for Lord Chaitanya like these devotees had back then. And then you get the Lord to sit down at your table, see, in your heart, and you feel this relationship, this affection, this attraction. See, she's smiling. She knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, the Lord's very much looking for this intimate worship. Can you see how it was done? He was physically present and showing, yeah. Devotees like Sukumbara, even he's just a poor guy on the beggar living on the bank of the Ganga. Everybody thought he's just a poor beggar, but the Lord thought, no, he has affection for me. He's single-minded devotion. Like one of our members, I won't say who it was, he was wondering, he was getting all spaced out. So, I said, well, what are you doing? Oh, well, I'm over here and I'm over there and I'm over here and over there and this person and that person, this energy, that energy. Yeah, yeah. No wonder. All over the place. A lot of energies in this universe. Why not just be into Lord Chaitanya's energy? And Radha and Krishna. I mean, you get into Lord Chaitanya, you automatically get into Radha and Krishna. You learn all the secrets of all the secrets. You don't have to go anywhere else. You don't have to go to any other philosophy. You don't have to go to any other, people. And also, into like sometimes here members, they go into the Vaides and these people. Oh, it's all the same. It's not the same as what we're doing. This is so different, my friends. This is intimate relationship with Lord Chaitanya. It's very rare. It's not like all these other ISKCON devotees and everything. You think they got the same kind of thing? Very rare. They're on the outside of the jar. We're here. I'm not here to add any of that to. We're here to add to that. Add to those devotees. Give them something that they can't get on their own. They have to get it through rare devotees like Sukumbara. They have this natural affection for Lord Chaitanya and the holy name in ecstasy. I was listening to this guy in ISKCON. He was giving a nice lecture, very nice, very smooth and all this. No tears though, no real, just into, just kind of on the outside of the jar. No deep conception that comes from intimacy. So don't misunderstand that is the same as this. Come on, man. Don't you? We want connoisseurs here, that know. And if you got something the same, let's see it, man. Let's see the intimacy. That's what it's all about. That's Lord Chaitanya's real movement. Intimate relation with God. That's why Jesus came. He didn't take anything from the Pharisees. They're on the outside of the jar, like these Brahmins, sannyasis, and gurus now. On the outside, you can tell, dry eyes, always dry. Just maybe some smooth lecture, but with no ecstasy, no excessive bliss. That's what they're worshiping that they don't know. Okay? This is why Jesus said, we know who we worship, but you ritualistic persons, Brahmins and sannyasis and big ceremonial, doing big fire, external sacrifice, you don't know who you're worshiping really. Not deeply. Okay? Affectionate devotees, you see, this the Lord showing this. I want to show my internal characteristics here, externally. Here I come in pastimes. See, I like devotees like this. He had natural affection for me. Just natural love. He had faith that this Lord Chaitanya is God and he's my beloved, master. I mean, he really feels it to the point of tears and ecstasy. Yeah. Not a show, not a show bottle or pretense. Real. See, real relationship, not feigned. You ever see these people? You say you marry somebody, and you marry them for what? For something else other than love. You know, you marry them because you want their money. Women do that often. Oh, this guy's very rich. I think I'll marry him. Man might do the same thing. Oh, she's very rich. I would think I'll marry her. They have ulterior motives. See, you know, ulterior motives for loving somebody, or not even for marrying them, or appearing married. You're not actually in your heart. You're not really married. See, so that's what the whole thing is about. The Lord is, I have all these devotees. They're not so attached to me. Therefore, I'm not very attached to them. So I'd like to do something about it. Because I'm really close to everybody in this world. He's in everything. He's in every heart. But in a sense, he's very far away from people because their hearts are very far away from him. That's what the Bible says. He says, your lips are glorifying me, but your heart is very far from me. Yeah, very far. See? So that's the whole thing. The devotees help others come closer to the Lord, really close. I mean, that's what it's all about. That's where the real happiness is intimacy. Taste, affection for the Lord. Like, oh wow, I really like it. Not feigned, not external, not superimposed, natural affection for Krishna. Okay? That's what you're going to learn here. You're going to learn there's a difference. You got to learn to see, otherwise you mix it all in. Oh, it's all the devotees are the same. They're all not the same. Believe me, they're not the same. This is proof of it. And that's the whole point. I point all these things out. Hey man, there's different, you want to be close to the affectionate devotees. The more affectionate, the better. And then you can help draw others into that. That's the mission. Yeah. It's the mission. It's to draw people closer to Krishna. So anyway, we're at a sangha of devotees who are very close. Oh, Amy got up early. I started a little early today. Okay. So the Lord relished the food. All the devotees looked on with delight. Supreme Gauranga is the receiver and enjoyer of the pure oblations offered in sacrifices. Oh, I read that. Okay. The Blessed Lord said, I have never tasted anything so delicious in my life. The rice, the rice and the Thor. What is the Thor? Anyway, the rice and some other dish are so palatable that I find no words to describe. How did you cook this to get such a taste? Actually, you are my eternal associate and friend. You are my eternal associate as a friend. Uh, I have invented only for your sake and for the sake of others like you. There you go, man. That's the character. The Lord only advents for his eternal associates who are in one of these rasas. You know what advents appears. Now, does that mean that the Lord has got we got to wait for another 4,320,000,000 years to for the Lord to advent? No. He comes to his devotees that are sent here, that are here, or made here, converted, where you get the mercy of a Vaishnava. And then the Lord advents for you to keep you happy. That's all. Advent means the Lord appears to you and you realize, oh, the Lord has appeared. You know who that is. You know there's a difference. This is a problem. People don't know how the Lord appears in this world. Now, he appears wherever his devotee is because the devotee appears in their hearts and their symptoms of this bliss, deep revelation and realization. That comes from the Lord. Only he comes to satisfy his devotees. Otherwise, they can't live in this world just on the air, just keeping the physical body alive. Their spiritual body has to be nourished. See? Or that's what, our mission is to awaken the spiritual bodies of others or to nourish the spiritual bodies that have already been awakened. Okay? That's the whole point. Most Vaishnavas, their spiritual body has not been much more, really awakened. They're waiting for this. They're waiting to see there's a difference going on here than just in general Vaishnavism, all the way up into the, sannyasis and Brahmins. There's a difference. They don't know the difference. And it's been very hard for Prabhupada and for Bhakti Siddhanta Bhaktivinoda to teach that difference because most are neophytes. Most are not awakened. Most are jerked around and believe in those who are not in purified consciousness. Just like the world. People believe in these doctors. They believe in these politicians. They believe in these CDCs. They they believe in these kinds of persons simply because they have an official position. This is Kali Yuga. This is the big hurdle. This is the problem. In Kali Yuga, people think, oh, Bill Gates has a lot of money, therefore we should listen to him. We should follow his advice, even though he's full of material moves. And then we got religion. Then we got, oh, this person is a big sannyasi. We should believe in him over a poor person like Suklambara, who might have real, intimate, ecstatic relationship. And the Lord pays attention to that devotee and not the big sannyasi. Big sannyasi is a part of Kali Yuga thing. This is Kali Yuga, man. Wake up. Really. Wake up. Those persons in ISKCON, most of them are not who you think they are. Just because, don't just go by, oh, they wearing the cloth or they got some rubber stamp. And that goes for the world too. That's why I say don't believe in them now. This is Kali Yuga, and like an apocalypse, all the demons come out, all the truth comes out about them and about real devotees or fake devotees. Fake ones, the ones who are not really authorities in this world. They just get in the position so they get power. So we need to know these things. Otherwise you're fooled. You get fooled. You can't get with the mission, man. You can't be focused. This is what I see. Many devotees, why they're not doing intense service here, they're all over the friggin' place. Oh, the ISKCON. Oh, this is Prabhupada's old mission with the Vaidhi Bhaktas and everything. Vaidhi Bhaktas. And not with this, because they're all over the friggin' place. Hey, man, get focused. This is a mission. Awaken the body. Where are you going to get a chance to do this? Where are you going to see such a mission? Huh. It's like when Jesus came here Could you imagine if the followers said, "Oh, well, I don't know, the Pharisees are doing good. Maybe we should have, be with them a little bit, and do their fastings and all this." And you're not with the mission, the progressive mission. We're with the progressive mission of Prabhupada. People need to see that. The devotees here need to see that. you know then we can get focused and do something, like the devotees in ISKCON. They're focused. No, maybe not all of them, but they're focused. Oh, well, let's do this. And they're focused in their mission. So the same thing here. Don't be all over the place. Be with this mission if you believe in it. Don't come here and just take the energy and then go out and serve the Vaidhi Bhakti mission. I mean, if you want to do it, do whatever you want, man. I'm just saying, if you want to progress and you want to get focused, you want to feel good, you want to feel transcendently situated, you want to feel happy in bliss and all that ecstasy and not be pulled to here and there and everywhere. Just, anyway, the whole idea is to get really clear. This is very special. This is special mercy. People get special mercy here. It's not, you can go to ISKCON and you will become a Vaidhi Bhakti and then you will die one. You don't progress much. This is accelerated. This is for people who really want Krishna in this life, not many lifetimes. Even in the Raj group, they said, oh, many lifetimes before you get prema. Oh, yeah, no, that's why, hey, man, you're on that mission? Why not bet with this one? People are getting prema in this lifetime. Why not go with the progressive march, progressive mercy? Why not? It's here. See, it's all about spiritual greed. People don't know what spiritual greed is. They just talk about it in the Narayana. Oh yeah, spiritual greed, Yeah, you got spiritual greed, you'd be here in a minute. If you had spiritual greed and you really knew that you could get prema bhakti here, like devotees you can see with your own eyes have it, then you would be here in a minute if you had real spiritual greed. Otherwise, you're just talking about it. You're just a talker, a bluffer. Hey there, Shamaguri. How you doing?
You want to know the truth?
Yes, I want to know the truth.
I'm not doing very well, actually.
Really? Why? What's happening?
I don't know. Yesterday I was crying almost all day. Crying.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Crying about what? You got to be crying over something. What are you crying over? Something material or spiritual?
More material.
Yeah. The relationship? Relationship?
There's no relationship.
Well then what material thing could you be crying over?
Actually, I don't want to say.
You don't want to say. Okay. Yeah, later on. Yeah. I don't
later, okay? Okay. You later, and me.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Contact me personally. We'll get into it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and whatever people go through, it's all part of it. And that like some people think, I'm going through this. It's part of the purification service. You got to go through it, whatever it is. And that's your test of love. You just go through that. Don't let it, deviate you. Just, okay, I'm purifying. It's all temporary. Yeah. So, yeah, no problem. Yeah, you tell me later. We'll talk about it. So Freddie says, has the food they are referring to an esoteric meaning, like the Lord tastes the glorification of his devotees? Or did the Lord taste the food that was cooked by his devotees? Yeah, it's both, man. He likes the food simply because he's his devotee. He has devotion. He has natural transcendental affection. See, you can't have transcendental affection for the Lord unless it's transcendental. Most persons start out and it's kind of sentimental, this kind of like, oh yeah, God, it's they don't know really. This transcendental affection is spiritual, man. Your spiritual body has to be awakened. Otherwise it's like you're just practicing, you know, you're practicing, and where it's all leading is to the devotee. Again, this is why Jesus said all your rituals, all your fasting was leading to me, because he could marry you to God. This is the universal transcendental principle of deliverance. You meet the devotee with whatever you did in the world, or whatever you did in Vaidhi Bhakti, whatever you're doing with Prabhupada, all your cookie distribution, all your book distribution. If you don't have ecstatic love, and I guarantee you most don't, is leading to the devotee who can awaken your spiritual body. See? And that's why you got to go through the purification, because it's a big transformation. That's why you couldn't do it before. You're waiting for now. See? Nobody could put you through the kind of, all you could do is you look at these and be, oh my God, what's going on? And you kind of just go away from that. And which is good because it brought you here. So it's all about this transformation. That's why you see the devotees going through it is a great encouragement. You should look at River, look at all of it, look at Lalita Ganga, which he went through, look at most of the devotees, and look where they're going. Look what's happening. Look at the happiness that they're starting to feel. This, and it becomes more and more steady. You become literally a liberated soul. You become, we're making Narada Munis in this world. Can you imagine? People can't even imagine what's going here. I mean, people are becoming like that. They're ecstatic, they cry, they laugh, just like him. You show me where such a thing has happened. Only 550 years ago, and right shortly after, with Nartam, Shamananda, and Srinivas. The same kind of situation is here again. You know what they did? They wrote the books. The Goswami wrote the books. And those three preached them in ecstasy. And therefore, ecstatic devotion was there like a renaissance. And what are we doing now? The same thing. The Goswami books we got, Prabhupada's books we got, and we're preaching them. Okay? All the intimate truths in these. What happens? Ecstatic love is revival of that again. And people can't believe it. They can't believe because they never seen it. They don't, and that's just how it is. The devotees, they're usually a bit ahead of their time, and the first fruits come. So, it's like first fruits are coming now. Those who the Lord in their heart attracts, just like 550 years ago, when Lord Chaitanya started to preach the ecstatic level, then the devotees who they took embodiment for this meeting, came, boom, boom, different places, different villages, from impious villages, even. Not, from places where they're, very low, consciousness, but they were devotees. They were born in those villages to purify them. Just like here, you notice? Same thing. People coming from all walks of life now. Slowly. Not only just from the ISKCON. Some are coming from them, many maybe. If they get with the program and see what's really going on here. They can't see this. So gradually, it gets more and more light. See, the lights come on more and more. And then all of a sudden, oh, I see what's going on. So anyway, from different walks, people coming. The little waitress over there, Amy, she's coming. She's very excited about what we're doing. Christina, and you say, very. Okay, so where are we here? Okay. Just remember, this is all going to turn into bliss there, Shamaguri. And actually, the more you suffer, because it's usually ordained, the more you suffer, the more bliss you're going to get. So, Ask River. She went through a lot. She gets more and more blissful now.
I take you by your word, Gurudev.
Yeah. And it's not just only my word. You can look at the devotees that are going through it.
Yeah.
See, we got witnesses. See that this is why it's Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra here.
But today I'm already better.
Oh, good. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yesterday was, oh my God. If you had seen me,
Oh,
you
you're
would.
all over there. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, man, just after a while, just look forward to it because it's going to turn into, you'll see more and more bliss, more and more connection, more and more depth in your relationship. I tell
I'm
you, this
going to
happens over.
almost 1 year
Huh?
now. It's almost 1 year now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I'm here
Yeah.
with all of you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Almost
amazing.
1 year.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine in 2, 3 years where you're going to be? Look at, River's been here almost 3, 4 years now.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and she was going through stuff for a year. I mean, she's just kind of coming out of it more now.
Yeah.
Anyway, it'll all work itself out. Don't worry about it. All right, you are my eternal associate as a friend. See? I have invented only for your sake and for the sake of others like you. So this is it. We need to find devotee associates, and they actually find us. Just by the devotees they out preaching, and then you hear the message. Oh wow, there's an associate of the Lord. See? Those who are meant to recognize will. See? And the Lord advents only for those persons. Just like Prahlad Maharaj, he was such a very rare devotee, and Nishingadev appeared only for him. See, but what happens when he appears for a devotee? Oh, the whole world is benefited because the Lord's Shuddha Bhakti presence comes into this world through that devotee. Okay? Whereas otherwise, it's like Bhagavad Gita says, oh, zillions of living entities are in me, but I'm not in them. See, the spiritual potency is not in us yet. That spiritual potency, that affection for the transcendental Lord is in his real devotees. That's why it's so powerful to be in their presence and why you go through stuff. It goes to the transformation, purification is powerful because it's you're going through a change, a transformation, a revolution in your life. Yeah? You're with one of those devotees that are rare where the Lord is not, we're not just in the Lord, but he's in us. See, those are the Holy Spirit filled devotees, those who are filled. Most Vaishnavas are not awakened yet. There are more Christians that have some kind of awakening, but they need shiksha. There's a lot of stuff going on in this world. When we start to become transcendentally situated, you see how the Lord is working here. Or trying to work here, or he's working through the devotees as best as he can. The more blissful and ecstatic and purified we become, the more powerfully the Lord can work in this world to elevate people out of this. Isn't that basically how it is? Isn't that why when Jesus was here, it was very powerful awakening for the world? See, because the Lord could work through him because he was very close and intimate with God. Same thing when Lord Chaitanya here, millions of people got delivered because of his presence and devotees here that were here. So now, even in our little circle here, the people are getting delivered. It's really nice. It's like we have a little what do you call, like a little hospital here where babies are being born, spiritual babies. See, they're not they're protected here too because otherwise like Devaki and Vasudev, they represented basically the spiritual master is kind of in the female position in relationship with Vasudev. See, that's an esoteric external manifestation of what is a bona fide guru. They have this relationship of hero and heroine. See, the Lord and the devotee. See, and they have babies. See, but many get dashed to the ground by Kamsa, the material world. He represented the material energy. See, they're thrown on the ground. So the spiritual master acts as protector and nurturer, for the bhakti in devotees while they're here. And if you don't make it to the ecstatic platform, then you need shiksha, and that's what we've seen. This is why the Prabhupada disciples, they didn't make it to the ecstatic platform. Most are just not awakened. I was listening to Prabhupada's preaching, one of his lectures, and it's you can't expect the awakening because he's preaching like sannyas and rules, regulations, and all. I was thinking, yeah, no wonder. Because it wasn't time for the message. He's just trying to get people interested. Make cultural Vaishnavism. He even said, Varnashram Dharma, make it a culture. Let's culture it on the physical level. People, they need to wrap their head around, oh, okay, Krishna's God. Kind of like, the people teaching that there is a God, we should worship, external. But now the Lord is trying to facilitate this into the next level Vaishnavism, which is this intimacy. Quickly, he's not waiting so many generations before he's doing it. He's doing it like that. This is a great opportunity for people who can recognize. Okay. So all devotees present began to shed tears of joy as their Lord showered mercy upon Sukumbar. In this way, the Lord relished his food and enjoyed the company of his devotees. Let the atheistic people all the devotees present began to shed tears of joy as their Lord showered mercy upon Sukumbar. See, everybody partakes. It's a family. When you see the Lord's mercy upon a devotee, you can relate to that when you're purified. It's like, yeah, that's how it is, and you appreciate that. No material envy or jealousies. No, oh, look at this. The Lord is teaching us something really wonderful and showing us how much he loves his devotees. See? And you realize even, oh yeah, the Lord is like that with me also. Isn't it just, it's a family, and the Lord shows his characteristics like this. In this way, the Lord relished his food and enjoyed the company of his devotees. Let the atheistic people blinded with sinful activities open their eyes and see how Suklambar was blessed by the Supreme Lord. See, let the atheistic people blinded with sinful activities. And atheistic can be in religion. I mean, atheism means you don't know the Lord, and you might even be against the transcendental Lord, even though you follow rules and regulations. That's why the test is here. Do you really like God? Oh yeah, of course I love God. Yeah. Well, who is God? Who is your God? Well, my God he's the Lord of rules, of regulations, and Varnashram Dharma. He's the preaching of that. No. Actually, he's the preaching. He's the expression. See, preaching the expression this way, the glorification and the actual embodiment of ecstatic Satchidananda. He's very deep, conclusive understanding of the absolute truth as he is. See? Full of ananda and full of conclusive understanding. Do you like that, Lord? No. I like my speculations. Okay, then you can't relish mellows. You can't relish mellows with speculating on who God is. No, you have to relish the Satchidananda God. And that's what you get from where the Lord advents for those devotees. And if you want a chance to understand that Lord that they understand, you have to associate with them. You have to learn from them. You got to learn. You got to see how they're relishing mellows, how they're relishing the holy name, how they're surrendered to it, how the Lord is appearing in their hearts and only their hearts. And if you're not one of those rare intimate devotees, he doesn't appear like you see here in devotee. Look how people is so powerful here that even disciples within a week sometimes get this kind of ecstasy, this ecstatic love with the tears, and then gradually into the holy laughter, and then other things, tremblings and chokings. This is symptoms of love, true, genuine, transcendental love that is rarely seen in this world. Okay. Freddie says, each time when there is a layer peeled of my Maya, then I think I'm nearly there, but then another layer shows up, not knowing how deeply conditioned I am. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's also not only conditioning, but it's developing a relationship with the Lord. It's just, you just go deeper in that relationship. You don't have to think about it as conditioning. Just by sadhu sangha, we deepen our relationship. Raghunuga Bhakti is the catalyst for your spiritual life that prevents you to stagnate in the lower, more difficult. Yeah, this is an opportunity. Otherwise, it's kind of a, water that doesn't move, it stagnates, right? The same thing in religion. It's a bit of a stagnant state. It doesn't move very fast. Here, holy mackerel, man! The water. The water runs really fast. Okay, and add you to the screen here. Let's see what this is here. Okay. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Hare Krishna. Yeah. All right, let's take a couple minute break to freshen up. I got to go out and take a leak. Be right back. Right, go brush your teeth, do whatever you want to do. Stick that needle in your arm there, River, or take it out, whatever you're doing. Or let that blood flow. Where'd Shamaguri go? That didn't mean go off. Yeah, stay on, everybody. Don't go away. Take advantage of the little break here. Just a couple of minutes, a few minutes. Yeah, go ahead. Entertain them a little bit.
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Sila Gauranga Jyotinamine Namaste Prabhupada Deve Gauravani Pitane Nirjeta Sunyavari Nala Jaga Prayatani Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Nidasari Gaura Bhaktavinda. Follow.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda
Nityananda
Shivasari Gora Bhaktavrinda.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadata Srivasta Abhakta Vrinda.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Srivasando Abhakta Vrinda.
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Srivasadi Abhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
What did you sing?
Hare Krishna, Krishna.
I can't remember the tune. Sing with me.
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That was high. I did that high.
Yeah, why don't we sing a little bit more?
Bluetooth connected.
Yeah, really. All right. Let's see. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So Amy, why don't you come on? See you up here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Radha Krishna, Radha Govinda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Oh my Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna. Oh, I think we froze here. Okay. All right, I think we're frozen, so let's see.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Tom.
Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Gauranga Nityananda, Gauranga Nityananda, Gauranga Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Gauranga. Gauranga Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Gauranga Nityananda, Sri Krishna Gauranga Nityananda. Hare Krishna. Gauranga Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Jesus, Jesus. Srila Prabhupada. Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Nityananda Gauranga 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. All right, back to Chaitanya Bhagavat here. So we're reading oh, something's open here. Oh, I see what I was doing. Okay. Oh, it's not on there. It's on here. Hare Krishna. All right, back to Chaitanya Bhagavat. Yes. So all the devotees present began to shed tears of joy as their Lord showered
professional mode. Thanks for using.
As the Lord, in this way, the Lord relished his food and enjoyed the company of his devotees. Let the atheistic people blinded see how Suklambara was blessed by the Supreme Lord. Lord Chaitanya is unapproachable to those who are puffed up with wealth, following, learning, etc. The scriptures declare that the Supreme Lord is easily won over by surrender in loving devotion. Finishing his meal, the Lord sat down in a relaxed manner, chewing on a betel pan, and smiled gently. The devotees rushed to have the remnants from the Lord's eating plate he just left behind. The Lord's remnants are so rare that Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma would feel extremely blessed to receive some, and would carry the plate on their heads. But now it was so easily available to all the devotees of the Lord. See, so the remnants. The remnants is the food actually that the Lord was eating. Of course, the actual physical food, but he was actually eating the devotion of the devotees. That's what he's really. He liked their affection. He's attracted to the affection of Vaishnavas. See, and it was easily available. See, the Lord's remnants were easily available to the devotees, and that's how it is. It's why we need to be with the real devotees. That those remnants you get from the devotees, even in their Harikatha, these are remnants. They're relishing. See, they're relishing the food of the Lord. The food is his katha, like this. See, and you get the remnant. It's easy. The remnants are easily available. That's Maha Prasad. That's how Maharaj Parikshit was delivered out of the material universe. He was eating the remnants of Shukadev Goswami. He was so Shukadev's food is the glorification of the Lord. See, so when you do that, when you eat that, when you eat it through your ears, oh man, very powerful. People are still working up to that. They don't listen to devotees. See, they don't see here. It's not like we're out, putting on a sannyasi uniform, and going out and preaching. Yes, come, and follow these rules and regulations. And see, people can, usually more people can relate to that. Oh, this person must be a great sadhu, a great yogi. Let's go follow him. So Prabhupada did that. He wore a nice dhoti and everything, and then he wrote these great books, and then he was preaching, come into the Vaidhi thing. Let's do a cultural development of Krishna consciousness. See, but these are the deep conclusions of intimacy. See, we're preaching the conclusions of intimate relationships with God. It's very sweet, very wonderful, very beyond this awe and reverent thing of, oh yeah, God is so great. God is, yeah, look how intimate he's dealing with his devotees. This attracts special devotees who have this special type of relationship. They also want this. That's Raganuga. You want to be with devotees who are worshiping the Lord in such intimacy. See? So that's who comes here in those kind of devotees. If you're thinking, well, I'm not really qualified to worship like that, and you go way back to the Vaidhi thing. I've seen people do that actually. Oh, I'm not really qualified. See, that means you're disqualified for Raganuga Bhakti. Is you're thinking you're going to wait for the qualification. See, and that'll never come that way. The qualification is basically eagerness. Like somehow or other, your heart is attracted to worshiping God in intimacy and ecstasy. So, yeah. So how you doing today, Tom?
Thank you for asking. My God. Yes. I'm listening very well to your words, and yesterday was really, I had some troublesome energies in me. Now I really don't know how I'm doing. I'm just feeling. I'm just listening. There are things going on in me, but I don't know the picture. I don't know the big picture. I just trust. So I don't know how I'm doing. How can I know my position?
Good answer. Thank you. it's like you're baking a cake, the ingredients are, kind of coming together. Okay. So the Lord's remnants are so rare that Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma would feel extremely blessed to receive some and would carry the plate on their heads. But now it was so easily available to all the devotees of the Lord. Such a wonderful pastime was taking place in the beggar's house. This is the transcendental arrangement of the Lord. Can you imagine? You see, the Lord was actually there, and his devotees, very intimate, powerful devotees in that way. But these pastimes are so powerful just by chanting them. It causes, this to reappear again. When devotees chant these verses, it causes this appearance of Lord Chaitanya again. See, that's why the devotees become attached and affectionate and attracted and ecstatic, by hearing these pastimes. Otherwise, what is our possibility? We need to relish the Chaitanya Lila so that we can become more attracted, more intimately associated with the Lord. The Lord engaged everyone in discussing the transcendental topics of Lord Krishna's pastimes for a while, and then he lay down to rest. The devotees following their Lord also lay down. One amongst the devotees of the Lord, Sri Vijay, an exalted soul, had a wonderful vision. We'll get into that a little later on. Let's read now. Let's see. Hey, Tom, why don't you read something now? Read some Chaitanya Bhagavat.
Oh. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Haridas. Beginning of a chapter.
Yeah, beginning. Do you have any Srimad Bhagavatam there actually?
I have it on screen, and in Dutch, but
Yeah. Okay. Oh, you have it in English?
Yes, in on screen in English.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you could use the database or whatever.
Yeah, I use it.
Yeah. Go guys, read. Read in Chaitanya in Srimad Bhagavatam a little bit here. Let's see.
So be careful. I have to be careful not to push on the wrong button and lose the connection. Hare Krishna.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Srimad Bhagavatam. Let's see here. Just a second.
Here.
Let me see here. Hare Krishna.
Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
6th canto.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, read 6th canto, chapter 2.
Ajamila.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hear a little story today.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shukadeva Goswami said My dear king, Shukadeva Goswami said, my dear king, the servants of the Lord Vishnu, are always very expert in logic and arguments. After hearing the statements of the Yamadutas, they replied as follows. So Shukadeva Goswami said, my dear king, the servants of Lord Vishnu are always very expert in logic and arguments. After hearing the statements of the Yamadutas, they replied as follows.
Yeah, so if you notice, the Vishnu Dutas are very expert in logic and arguments, but this is because of their intimacy with God, their prema, this devotion. And that's why, it's like you want to be, if you really want to be a scholar, an intelligent person will say, well, let me develop devotion. Let me be around real devotees who are expert in logic and arguments, because they're that way because of devotion. It becomes like breathing, nature. It becomes your nature because of closeness with God. You become just a natural scholar. This is amazing and very logical, which is proof is here. So I say I invite sannyasis and gurus who studied the books. I don't care how many times you've studied. I haven't really, I just relish the words, the names in ecstasy. And it gives a kind of a logic, a clarity, a knowledge that is par excellence. We'll prove it. I prove it, but nobody comes. I don't know why. Maybe they don't take it seriously. Come and let's have a discussion about Krishna. Let's see how deep we can go. But this is the thing. We just read that Lord Chaitanya's quality. He doesn't approach those who are like scholars. That consider their material learning, even study of the Vedas, like it makes them some great thing or a great person. What makes a person really great in this world is this intimate relationship with the Lord. Makes you a real devotee, not just in name only, not only, well, he's a devotee because he's a great scholar, like because of their studies. No, because of a devotion, one becomes a great scholar. Okay, go ahead, Tom. Read some more.
Yes, I already have a question. I was thinking we also receive instructions, but we don't call them rules and regulations. But we also receive instructions. So in this, there's also method here, a program.
Yeah, that's right. And the rules are more subtle. Yeah, more subtle rules. There are rules, basically there's like the rule. You come regularly to sadhu sangha. You come and hear from the devotees. You come and hear. Kind of just watch your association. Like yesterday, I was telling you, it's like, okay, are you all over the place? Why? You gotta look at, well, why am I not happy? Why am I like, a lot of times there's something that you're doing, so, and so the rule is do whatever is favorable for the development of this ecstatic path, and start letting go of what is unfavorable. See, so that's a rule, but it's more subtle and it's more simple actually. And there's these kind of things. Watch your association. Yeah, that's all.
So we also need, we also need the structure. Yes, please. Yeah, sorry.
No. Yeah, you're right. Structure. That's it. Yeah. I mean, you gotta, have some structure. So you gotta have some structure. Yeah. Absolutely. All right.
Okay.
Read on. Well,
The Krishna,
okay, that was the verse. Okay, that was the verse, right?
yes.
Okay,
There's
wait,
no
I want to see.
text
There's no
two.
purport. Yeah,
Oh,
text two. Okay, go
But there's also sometimes there's a big difference in the word in this in synonyms in the word by word. But okay,
Yeah,
text.
yeah. Go ahead. Text 2.
The Vishnu Dutas said, "Alas, how painful it is that irreligion is being introduced into an assembly where religion should be maintained. Indeed, those in charge of maintaining the religious principles are needlessly punished, a sinless, unpunishable person."
Yeah, that's really interesting statement because you see, the Yamadutas are thinking, let's take Ajamil because he was sinful. See, he acted sinfully in that life. Now the Vishnudutas are saying, what are you doing? He chanted the holy name with Namabas, with some like it had offenses still, but it was a clearing stage type thing. So this the Vishnu is saying this name is so powerful that he chanted, even though he's calling for his son. It's freedom from sin, and the Yamadutas wanted to punish him, and this is very much like those who are only understand this, you got to do everything according to the rules of the Veda, the Varnashram system, and you got to purify yourself by following the rules. No meat, no fish, no eggs, no this, no that. See, this kind of thing. And they're like the Yamadutas. Oh, look, this person did some sinful thing. He ate meat. He did this. He did that. Right. So Sajamil, and this I tell you is such an important thing for the Vaishnavas now, if they want to make it to the next platform, to understand this principle. Ajamil chanted with Namabas, with no ecstasy, really. No, he had some tears, but it was like he was going to die, and he was in a fearful state. See, but it was still powerful. That chanting was called Namabas, and it saved him from the effects and the results of all these kinds of sins. And the Yamadus said, no, no, we want to punish this person. See, and it's just like uh, people don't understand that people here are chanting 100 times better than Ajamil was chanting. So and people are trying to fault them here, saying, "Oh, you don't follow strictly this or this or this or this." But devotees who chant the holy name with some ecstasy, with namabas or more, with symptoms of bhav or praying, or just symptoms like I just like hearing that name from a devotee. I like to come to sadhu sangha. You get so much um, more purification, so much more protection from the Lord than those who are more in this sticklers for the rules and regulations. They don't know this subtle truth about Bhagavatam. See? And anyway, we're here to show that and teach these things so that people can make advancement. Otherwise, you stay around sticklers for the rules and regulations, and you won't go into association. Like people here, they're just, often just normal persons. They're not following, every little rule in the book perfectly. They may break some of the rules, but because they chant the holy name and the Lord is close to them, they get more protection, and their association is more desirable than those who don't have this kind of closeness, where they chant the holy names with bhav and ecstasy here. Vaishnavas, they don't understand their books very well, really. They need to hear them explained by devotees who have this closeness because they chant the holy name in ecstasy and have this logic, this discrimination, this special discrimination, special logic, a special clarity that you don't just get from scholarship. There's still going to be speculation there. This preaching gets you over the hurdles, see, that you need to get over. Otherwise, it's very difficult to get over these things. We explain the real meaning of these verses in these books so that people can understand the Bhagavatam for probably the first time, even after reading them 4 or 5 times over the course of 25 or 40 years even. You need to hear the confidential explanation. See, they're giving it to you here in a book, but it needs to be magnified and clarified and discussed. Well, when you discuss it in a society of real devotees, it becomes magnified and clarified and understood better. Okay? Go ahead there, Tom.
Okay. The Vishnu Dutta said, alas, how painful it is that a religion is being introduced into an assembly where religion should be maintained. Indeed, those in charge of maintaining the religious principles are needlessly punishing a sinless, unpunishable person.
See, and so we're teaching now the real essence of religious principles. The real essence now is, okay, people got their start, doing ceremonies, cultural Vaishnavism, thinking that only if you wear a dhoti are you a Vaishnava. Okay, that's all real beginner stuff. Varnashram, very beginner. Now, the real principles of religion, for those who are ready to hear them, is simple. Come to associate with ecstatic devotees who the Lord is purifying them powerfully because of ecstatic worship. Come into that association. That is the real religious principle of Bhagavatam that only, it says, the 12 Mahajans understand. Yamaraj said, only 12 Mahajans understand these principles. Well, here those principles are understood and explained so that people in general can also understand them. And then you can very easily enter the spiritual world just by understanding these principles. And one of these essential principles is come and hear from liberated souls. That's simple. Most persons are still not doing that in Vaishnavism. They're listening to non-liberated souls, or those who have not attained Vrindavan. That's the highest liberation. The ones who have attained Vrindavan consciousness, they chant holy names with great ecstatic devotion. You should listen to them. This is a real religious principle. This is a confidential one. If anybody will do that, they will make spiritual advancement in leaps and bounds. Otherwise, you're in the slow process. You don't understand clearly religious principles because you're not listening to liberated souls. I don't care what color their dhoti is. I don't care how many rubber stamps they got from their group, or how many their disciples are say, oh, he's such a pure devotee, because he lived in a cave or he does austerities. This is the real religious principle, not that. This is the confidential one. Those are all external. Oh yeah, just come into the society of anybody who is, is got the certificate. Oh, this guy is a bona fide guru. You see his certificate. It's this piece of paper, a Bhakti Shastra thing. See, that is not a real religious person. No, go and listen to those persons who have ecstatic devotion, who chant holy names with great ecstatic devotion. You notice we repeat the same essential principle over and over again because it's so deep, it's so important, and it is the path. If you don't take to that path, you don't get to know Krishna intimately. This is a real deep essential religious principle. This is called Guru Tattva. That is the real guru. That is the high standard guru. That is Chaitanya Charitamrita chapter 1 guru. A liberated soul, the Lord comes to deliver those who are ready to hear these confidential principles. Okay, go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I really feel that in the second part there is so much, I really want to make it clear, but this feels
Go
important
ahead.
for me.
Go ahead. Go
So,
ahead.
so this indeed those in charge of maintaining the religious principles. So they are now talking about who are in charge, the leaders of the Yamadutas. Yes,
Yeah.
they are in charge. They should be remaining the real religious principles, maintaining the real religious principles. But what they are doing is needlessly punishing the sinless, unpunishable person. So they are doing something, but it's inconclusive.
Yeah, and you see, why are they doing it? If you ask the question, why are these Yamadutas doing it? Because Yamaraj only told them the external principles. See, he only taught them, just like Prabhupada. The Vaishnavas are doing what they're doing now because he only preached to them and taught them external principles. See? So that's why they're doing what they're doing. And the Vishnudutas interrupted them and say, well, here's an opportunity because Ajamil chanted the name in Namabas. So he's not under your jurisdiction now. See, it's the same thing now. Here, the devotees here chant the holy names with bhav and prem. Not everybody, but those who do. They're not under the jurisdiction of Prabhupada's teaching of rules and regulations and bhakti siddhantas. It's the same thing because they chant the holy name better than Ajamil. He only did Namabas. He didn't. He was crying tears because he was distressed because he was the Yamaduta. He was like this. Here, people chant. They chant the holy name in ecstasy and bhav in great transcendental happiness, and that means more close. And you think they're subject to Prabhupada's teaching of rules, regulations, everything? Hey, man, this is the real Bhagavatam. Okay? Does that make sense, Karuna? Do you see how that works? You don't see that?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to again
Go
again
ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So in very simple words, I understand the situation that here it said the ones who are giving example, they are giving the wrong the twisted example. Yes, the one who are in charge and maintaining, they are giving to their pupils, to their students, they are giving a wrong example.
Well, it's not a wrong example. It's because they don't know any better. And Yamaraj was like Prabhupada. He's a pure devotee. Okay. But Yamaraj saw the qualifications of the world at that time was just to learn. You got to follow, this is good, this is bad. This is what they teach you as a Brahmin. This is pious, this is impious. And so the world is following the path of karma like that. So that's their level, you know? And so when this happened, this was an interrupt. This was special mercy, you know? And it comes when the devotee is making advancement and they draw the Lord and the Lord through the order carriers like this. See, and this changed everything. See, when the Yamadutas went back to Yamaraj, they were confused. They said, well, how does this person surpass your order? Your order has been supreme. Just like this good and bad, the rules, the Vedic idea of rules and regulations, and pure and impure. The mode of goodness is pure, and the mode of passion and ignorance is impure. You see this? This is the world. Most of the world is under that. See? The devotees who have ecstatic devotion, especially beyond Namabas, they're not subject to this is pure, this is impure, because what is really pure is their chanting. What is really pure is their affection for God. See, it's a whole new level. And so when the Yamadutas went back to Yamaraj, Yamaraj says, "Oh, I'm very happy now. Actually, you thought I was supreme. This is being supreme is the supreme teacher, supreme teaching. See? So you thought I was supreme. No, actually, this the Lord is the supreme. The Lord, not of the rules and regulations. The mode that's like Vishnu, in the mode of goodness type teaching. He's in charge of the mode of goodness. No. There's a transcendental Lord. And this is Vaishnavas. They also need to learn this. This is why we're here to teach that. Otherwise, they'll never know. They'll die with this idea that the mode of goodness, the Lord of the mode of goodness, is the true Lord. He is the true Lord, but not exactly in the way they think. He's a true Lord in the sense he's God, but in the mode of goodness. But there's a deeper revelation of the Lord. That's the Shuddha Bhakti Lord. This is who we're introducing people to. The Shuddha Bhakti Lord. Then these principles, if you chant the holy name in ecstasy, you surpass the Yamaraj, and the Lord of the mode of goodness type thing. Okay? Pure and impure, of the material purity and impurities. So you go beyond that.
So they were on the level of judging good and bad, yes. And now that's how I understand. Now there's an upgrade introduced.
Yes,
Because they are coming, they are saying, wait a minute. Now we are bringing you the upgrade.
Yeah, and this, you see how it depends on the devotee to bring the upgrade. See, the devotee brings the upgrade. So even Ajamil, even though he was not, oh come on, man, Karuna, would you stop?
Sorry, Maharaj. Sorry.
Yeah. The devotee brings the upgrade. So the devotee may reach another level, even in this Namabas. The point of Bhagavatam wants to show you how powerful this not even Namabas is. So the devotee brings the upgrade. That's why when Prahlad was here in the world and preaching pure devotional principles, it brought the upgrade. The upgrade is the transcendental Lord comes and benedicts. The same thing. We're bringing the upgrade. This chanting that we do, it brings the upgrade. Otherwise, there's no upgrade. So the upgrade is coming because we're not doing what Prabhupada did and Yamaraj did. See? Because now the upgrade is being brought by this kind of chanting here now, and the order of the Lord. See, we're taking so Yamaraj, when this upgrade started to come, he saw it was the signal of God. It was the order of the Lord. Now I can teach you the confidential principles. It's the same thing now. See, Prabhupada came when I was just spontaneously sharing the upgrade here. And he came, oh yeah, this has my approval. You're doing exactly what I want you to do. It's like the Vishnu Dutas coming and giving their approval. See? And so you do more of this. See, so this brings the upgrade into Krishna consciousness. This is, otherwise people will still follow, this is pure, you can see it. Oh yeah, this is pure, Prabhu. This is impure. This is pure. See, this is a kind of a Brahman thing, a mode of goodness thing. The Lord wants to bring the upgrade now. He wants, and he's bringing it.
I think this is very interesting. So the timing when the Lord brings the upgrade, it's synchronical. It goes with the association. It's one. Yes, the new association is coming. The Vishnu Dutas are coming. So that's the timing the Lord brings for the upgrade.
Exactly. So yeah, and the upgrade is Shuddha Bhakti now. Is to go through the purification, the exorcism of this crapola, and increasing taste, transcendental taste for God. And you see how fast it's working in some devotees. and that's a great blessing. Everything, the devotees association, we're very fortunate. This is causing a renaissance in Vaishnavism here. What we're doing here, it's very What? Go ahead there, Bruno.
The fact that the Yamadutas had a duty to do, they had a mission, and if Yamaraj had told them the big picture, they would be. I mean, they would be less easier to control. So Yamaraj has a mission. He has to have all his little workmen, and too much knowledge is dangerous for these little characters, these Yamadutas.
Yeah. Well, at that time,
yeah.
Until it's ordained by the Lord. Even even when Lord Chaitanya was here with Nityananda and Advaita, they didn't preach vigorously Krishna consciousness until they got the order. When the Lord saw it was a certain time, then he says, okay, now distribute this blessing of Vrindavan, this engagement in pure devotional service, even to the lowest persons. So it's the order of the Lord that does that. Oh, look who's here. Hi there. Our new little friend. Yeah.
Can I just also say that maybe some of these souls who work for Yamaraj, it's not their position to be in an ecstatic mood with Krishna. Yeah.
Well, that wasn't till that point. But then when Yamaraj said, "Oh, okay, see, we got the order. Now I can tell you these more confidential principles." So now it all comes with the preaching. That's why, see, we're doing what Prabhupada, that's why Prabhupada came to me and said, okay, this has my approval. You're doing exactly what I want you to do. Do more of that. Do more of this, bringing the upgrade, to this transcendental realm. And so those who are ready for that, those who are basically willing to accept this path, then they get it. Otherwise, they stay where they are until they accept this kind of association. They don't do it in this life. They stay where they are, more or less, because this next advancement always comes with the preaching, with the shiksha. That's why you'll see devotees coming here. Amy, she doesn't have any Vaishnava training or anything. It doesn't matter. You're coming here, and just because you're attracted and you like this and you appreciate this, and this means everything to God. The Lord says, oh, just for that, I'm going to advance you all the way to the spiritual world. Oh, you believe in my associates preaching? Oh, there you go. And you feel it. It's not like a pie in the sky thing. Oh yeah, you just stay miserable here, and then God will, bless you when you die. No, here it's like, okay, you're miserable now. Okay, you're going to get through it. This is temporary. You'll see bliss and ecstasy on the other side before you die. And if you're not some people don't need to go through much of that. They just they've done that in another life or whatever, and they're just continuing on.
This feels like we were. I was taught to teach to learn the simple words, and now there's another person coming in, and he or she is teaching me the sayings. Yes, the like pie in the sky. Yes, that's a new dimension coming in, a new teaching, a new level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's another level. So so those who are ready, well, here we are. This is a broadcast. It's like like these guys do podcasts. People say they attract a lot of people that are interested, but they're doing the podcast. So we're doing a podcast here, and whoever listens, they know oh wow, this is what I was looking for, right? Isn't that how you got it, Amy? It's like, oh, I heard this, and yeah, this is what I was looking for. Yeah, people know, but it's not going to be droves of people. So many people are infatuated with all kinds of other things. They're infatuated with the rules and regulations of religion. They like this pious and impious thing, and they like to have the heart be hard, like on others, and yeah, you're not doing this is impure, Anyway, some people like that still, or they like something else. They like, oh yeah, we're politics. Let's argue, you know. Let's divide. Let's be in division and not see how we're all connected, And then other people different. People are into different trips, different levels of consciousness. So that's why I say, I'm here with this mission, and those who are meant to be a part of this will really get it. I am a part of it. Can you imagine when Jesus came here and the followers, what if they would have thought, well, I don't know, maybe we should be with the Pharisees. There were one that thought like a little bit like that. That was Judas. See, because he was like with the Pharisees and with Jesus, and he was like back and forth. And then what happens is you end up betraying the spiritual energy if you don't get it clear. See, this is spiritual energy here, man. This is spontaneous devotional service being preached here. This, like to kind of mix it up or to go back to these Brahman teachings or think it's the same thing. It ain't the same thing, man. This is very pure and purifying, because this intimacy, this attraction to God, is very, very pure and purifying. This is the devotional potency here. Very special mission.
And if we don't stay in the fire, then we can drift off very easily and just say, "Oh, I can do what I want now. I appreciate Shrigar Haridas, and now I can go wherever I want." Yeah, that's
exactly.
the problem. That's what Tom was saying about
That's and people doing that don't understand the mission clear enough. They often want to be teacher. So I think Rangaleka maybe have a little of that, wants to be a big teacher. He always talks like that a little bit. You notice? So, but that's not quite understanding the thing. It's not about being a big teacher. It's about relishing this Ras. And automatically you just you fit in, but that's kind of another thing. And it's, anyway, is what it is. And a lot of people, they have to have their challenges. But that's why you get in a wrong mentality unless you go through you really got to go through that. Otherwise you start to think I can do anything and everything. And then you become more or less a sahaja.
Well.
All right. Good. Go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, this is nice. A king or governmental official. A king or governmental official should be so well qualified that he acts as a father, maintainer, and protector of the citizens because of affection and love. So this is the upgrade approach.
Yeah, you see, it's just what I said earlier, that the real spiritual master is a father and nurturer. See, the maintainer is on this level is bhakti, is the nurturing of bhakti, the relish of that, to awaken that taste in others and protecting that, because in this world here, the world's always trying to attack this bhakti if it ever makes its face shown. So you need to be around the mature devotees who can help maintain and fence it in so it becomes really strong in you. And then you become like a real spiritual master. You got to get through these things. Otherwise, they're weeds and they're just,
Yeah.
Read that again.
Okay. A king or governmental official should be so well qualified that he acts as a father, maintainer, and protector of the citizens because of affection and love.
Yeah, and so that's the real bona fide spiritual master. They're like the king in a sense. They're given a position as a king. See, and the whole thing when people are on them still on the material platform, they want to imitate the king, or they want the king's position. That's why you notice in the actual kings, like the Caesars, often they were backstabbed by those they wanted to like take that position. See, and that happens also in spiritual life. Prabhu Bhaktisiddhanta with his disciples, the leaders had this mentality, obviously, because he said, I should stay here 10 more years, but they want me to leave. They want to push me away. And Prabhupada even hinted, he said, well, my guru was getting injections, that maybe they poisoned him and stuff. And now you know what they say about Prabhupada, that maybe he was poisoned. These are the backstabbers, the ones who want to be king. See, they want to be guru. And this is what we have in this Kali Yuga, a lot of that. A lot of these types of things. Sometimes they come here, or they have that in them. That has to be purified. It's not about being a big acharya. It's like trying to imitate God or guru. You can't do it. It's an empowered position. And it's a position that is for our benefit. Because if you don't have a real empowered king by the transcendental Lord, you don't make it to the spiritual world. There'll be some obstacle in the way. You have to have that association to reach the point of mature devotion. And otherwise you get waylaid. Like I see here, sometimes devotees, they get waylaid. They still want to be a big teacher. And then they go on the outside and they kind of, or they completely leave and then they go out and be a big teacher. Anyway, they're stuck there until they realize the full. It's not about that. It's not about being a big teacher or a big guru or a big, what is this? It's not about that. I'm here to teach people. It's about tasting these mellows. It's about the happiness of intimacy with God. And then whatever comes, comes. That's all prasad. Whatever comes. Either he engages you, and which he'll engage you in, of course, because he wants to deliver people. He needs to use people like that. But, the heart needs to be purified, especially of that, this thing.
And
wanting to be.
Yeah, so someone, yeah, sorry, I really feel.
Let Amy say.
Someone, it doesn't want to leave his old habits and old intentions and old goals, then he cannot receive the upgrade, and then he falls back.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, so it's all destiny. It's all, it's like, we're in a war with this Maya. We just fight, you fight, not whatever happens, but you're fighting, man. We're here, got a job to do, and it's a fun job, and you just do it. And whatever happens is all destiny, Some people are going to make it right away, some people are already making it right away. Some people got to do this and do a little dance, got to work out this and work out that. So we just, we're in the game, man, just play ball. We're playing ball. Sometimes you win, somebody wins, somebody got to take the guy out for a while and put another player in there. Go ahead, Em. You wanted to say something, Amy? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I mean, it seems just like the prideful nature of wanting to be a teacher, or like the same way of wanting to be a big rock star or something like that. Yeah. It's in this arena that just defeats the entire purpose of what's happening, like of devotion and an intimate, close relationship with God. So that just seems so silly in this. To know this, to know all the absolute truth and this understanding, but to still go back to wanting, this prideful nature of being a big teacher. It just seems like, wow, you were that close and then just completely lost it, right? To me, that seems so baffling that one would, still wouldn't be able to realize that and see, oh, this is so material and so ego driven, and, it's the exact opposite of what we're trying to do here. right?
Well, you know why that happens is because these desires, if they're very intense, it cause a blindness. You can't see it.
Oh
You
yeah,
just
yeah.
become blind. See, the
That's
desire blinds us. It's like a screen, and so that you can't see that you're going after that is because you're so much desire for it. That's why the Lord will take people out of here that have that. They
yeah.
and then just kind of how it is. It's there's an example in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. This Ramachandra Puri was like that. He wanted to be a big teacher. He was so much so that he tried to instruct his own guru. And then he got the rebuke of his guru. His guru said, get out of my association. I don't want to see you anymore. Because he just wanted to teach the teacher. He wanted to become guru, and it was messing things up. So anyway, he went on after his guru died, Madhavinda Puri, who was the real guru. He went on and became sannyas, and maybe he had followers. Doesn't say, but he probably did. People followed him, and he thought he was a great devotee. But he could never relish the mellows, and he couldn't recognize real devotees. And this is the situation now with most Vaishnavas. They can't relish mellows, and they cannot recognize real devotees.
Because they're
See?
too
Because,
concentrated on their ego, right?
yeah,
Because
they're
they're too
concentrated on the. Go ahead. What?
yeah, because their concentration is on the ego, even if they don't realize it, like you're saying. So they can't hear the mellows, see the mellows, or all of this because they have that roadblock right there of their ego, right?
Yeah. See, it's a ego false. They call it false ego. You're too much identified that you of a desire, a want. If you are too attached to being God or guru, which is the same thing, you want to be in charge. You're really too
Yeah.
much attached to that. Then you cannot relish mellows. You won't follow the real teacher to the end because you're so desirous to be a big teacher. You think that is it. No, this taste is it. This is why I didn't get engaged in being a spiritual master, even though I was tasting mellows for years. Prabhupada didn't come in the beginning and just say, okay, now you be guru. No, I was tasting these mellows a long time, years, you know? And then people spontaneously people came, and then Prabhupada said, yeah, this has my approval. You go out and do it now. You're at a point where you can deal with it, even though I still had some experiences and problems I needed to work out. Still, it was at a certain point. And so now I'm very clear. It's all about mellows, and whatever comes is from that is the Lord's desire. This is the real thing. This is why the Lord came. He didn't come to become a guru or a teacher. And he came to relish mellows, and the teaching became automatic.
Yeah.
Now what I just come here to relish. I come here to enjoy the pleasure of intimacy with God before public. See, that's the preaching. See, and that's the teaching. Just come, if you get that, because that's where the real treasure is this taste. And then automatically the Lord says, oh, I can use a guy like you. Here, use. So anyway, devotees here, many of them are making it. You see, like Govinda, see, pure-hearted person in his service. He's just happy. He's riding on a bicycle, happy with that, and preaching and sharing about his guru and these truths and relishing Chaitanya Bhagavat and sharing with people. That's really, that's a wonderful example of a devotee. And then you got Lalita Ganga doing very similar, look at all that ecstasy. Does she ever feel I'm so much better than my guru now or anything? Just really happy. I mean, this is the example. This is what we need. This is a good example for all of us. How the Lord is empowering each individual. And you say, oh, he's just going to glorify everybody here. And part of it is all, you just You just walk the path, and as you appreciate, you'll see. Very pure-hearted thing. And that's why you see needs very strong protection of this sangha. That's why sometimes I get really heavy here. Very strong. I don't care if I lose 1,000 of these people. Like some people say, well, why are you so heavy? Because these guys, they won't come, and if they don't have, they can't see the honesty here, the sincerity here. Too bad. Then stay out there. I'd rather that and just let those who really want Krishna be here, and protect it. It's my job. It's comes with a job description. Go ahead, Karuna. What do you want to say?
My God, it's so hard to get it. Wow. You have to be like a surgeon to get a word in here. It's amazing. You have to be totally like, I don't know how Tom does it. I don't know how Tom does it. I'm sitting here going, how am I going to keep what I'm thinking while he's gone on about 3 miles ahead of me? I'm like, oh my God, don't lose it. Right. I got the podium. Fantastic. Let me say, Hare Krishna.
What do you want to say, Amy?
This subtle false ego that these so-called gurus have, sometimes they actually believe that they're doing the right thing, that they actually are serving God, and for 7 years, the first verse, Maharaj, I learned was Bhagavad Gita 10:10. I never saw ecstatic devotion mentioned anywhere. They don't know what a guru has to be. They just followed Prabhupada's example. Most of them never saw Prabhupada's ecstasy. A lot of people said he had glowing effulgence, but anybody can be easily project their own needs to see some kind of bona fide ecstatic person. But so these gurus, God bless them, they actually believe they're doing the right thing. They're not doing it out of false pride or wanting to be big. They really feel that they're serving Prabhupada's movement sincerely, but they just haven't got the eyes to see Pirti Purvakam that you clearly defined and pointed out right there in our face every day. So, it's not they have false ego to control. It's actually they believe they're doing the right thing.
Oh yeah, it's a different level of consciousness. That's all. It's like when Jesus was here, right? Jesus was here, and the Pharisees were here, and the Pharisees looked at and said, better that one man die for all and they're thinking they were doing the right thing, because, and in a sense they were. Better one man, they want to get rid of him, because he's he's an abomination to our religion. So they didn't understand him. See, but they thought they were doing the right thing. Okay? Same thing with Judas. He thought he was doing the right thing. What are you going to do? That's why this preaching, it's like Lord Chaitanya also said. When Sanatan Goswami wanted to hear the Atma Ram verse, which is a very ecstatic conclusion, very deep. And he said, well, actually, I'm one madman, and Sarvabhauma is another madman, and he accepted my words as truth. See, it's a different level. Because unless you're a transcendental madman or madwoman, by tasting these mellows and being Holy Spirit filled and looking crazy to the world, your word will not be understood. Unless God gives the person that is looking for this the eyes to see. See, Krishna is the ability in man. See, Bhagavad Gita. I am the ability in man. See, you are not able to see this unless the Lord allows you to see this. See? So that's why here I'm preaching and I'm showing, I'm demonstrating, but it's not really I. It's teamwork. You got the Lord and you got the devotee, the flute and the flautist. So we're doing our thing here in this world, and whoever the Lord from within inspires, we deal with them. Okay? That's chapter 1 of Adi Lila. When you're ready to be delivered, the bona fide spiritual master, the Lord comes as that guru. You know, the guru is never saying, I am God, but he comes as the guru, the surrendered devotee, surrendered servant. And now you're delivered by the action of the external guru and the internal one. Because, you know, inside, you have to be somewhat awakened to recognize, otherwise, you wouldn't recognize. You have to have some communication inside, otherwise, you won't recognize what's going on. You'll think this is gobbledygook. You'll think I'm a madman. I'm crazy. You know, I should be, you know, out of here.
Ha ha ha! Jai, I'm going to interrupt Tom. I know Tom was going to say something, but
Yeah, let me say. Come on.
okay.
Identification. Yes, I was reading another part of the scriptures yesterday. I feel it said you can only grasp the level if you identify on that level. Yes. So you were talking about the I and the real I, and it's about identification. So when you are seeing yourself as a creature participating on the platform of mode of goodness, yes, bad and good, then you are identifying in that level. But to really to be receptive for the upgrade, you have to transfer your identification also to that level.
Yeah, well, it has to be
Can I
transferred. You
just
can't.
sorry? Can I just interrupt you there, Maharaj, a second? Sorry, I'm getting on a flow here. What's that scene that you just said, Maharaj? That like the hip hop gangsters say, you gotta. What's the word to? It's not. You gotta identify. It's something that hip hop gangsters say when you see the big chief, the big lion coming into the pride. You gotta. What's that word? It's not respect. You got to identify. I'm sorry, I got a mind fart. I'm sorry for interrupting. It's my fault. Krishna's punishing.
Yeah. So what were you saying, Tom? Because I had some response and I forgot now.
It goes together. This receiving this upgrade and to identify on that next level. Yes, because previously you were thinking, people were thinking, yes, I'm a creature. I'm functioning on the level of the mode of goodness. Yes, they saw themselves like that.
Yeah.
But now,
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is natural. It's not something you can even figure out. It's not like you got to figure out how to do it. This is natural. You just be yourself. I'm just being myself, you know, just being natural. And you know, when I look at these, when I chant the holy name, and when I look at these literatures, the Lord gives me direction and inspiration and understanding, and so I go with that. I share. That's my expression. That's really the essence, you know, and just, you know, it comes naturally. These things.
yeah, it's also it's more natural. The identification with the soul is more natural than identification with the mind or the intelligence. It's more
Yeah,
natural.
yeah, yeah. It's more natural. Yeah. Hey, you know what? I got up extra early today. I think I'm gonna go down for a little bit, and then I'll come back um, in a little while. I mean, if anybody wants to go on now, please go on. Don't wait too long, you know, because I may want to go on again. I might just sleep for an hour or so, and get back on. So go on if you're going to go on, but don't sit there wait too long and then go on.
Can I go on at the same
Go
verses?
on now.
Yes,
Go
can
on.
I?
Yeah. Yeah. Go on and read. Go
I
on
can
and read.
with this verse
Yeah. Go
on
ahead.
my
Go for
own
it.
StreamYard.
Yeah. So everybody, you can go on his StreamYard if you want to continue on. Why not? And then I'll probably be back in an hour or so. Okay, Hare Krishna. I'll take a little nap now. Break time. Good night.